These last 2 months have been exhausting. But Bookmas did not happen this year for a variety of reasons. Mainly, one of my best friends, my first best friend that I had here in California, moved to North Carolina. I am traumatized. Then my other best friend, who I have known since 2010, came out and visited me and stayed for like 2-ish weeks, 2.5 weeks almost, because she is amazing and fantastic. And I'm tired right now. I haven't slept in like 30 days. It's fine. But she came out, visited me, and then had to go home. And then it was very helpful when she was here, but I felt like I had been left twice. And on top of that, this was the first year that my mom, I don't really celebrate the holidays, but so I didn't think it was going to affect me as much, but my mom passed away about a year ago now, a little over a year ago now, and this is the first holiday season, like full year round, that I had without her. So that was harder than I thought it was going to be, considering I don't celebrate holidays. So emotions. Fantastic. Speaking of emotions, the last book I read that I really had like a strong reaction to, and I think at the end of that video I had decided that I had not decided whether I loved it or hated it. I did love it. It was No Exit by Taylor Adams. It's my collab with Mel's Shelf. And I have decided that I did love that book actually, and it was fantastic, and I'm still angry over it. Which brings me to my collab today with Real HB 12. We both we both recommended books from our TBR for the other to read, and for me, she picked Bright Star. I thought I was reading that back first for a second, and because I ended up trying to get it on my library app, which is where I typically get it, so they don't have a ton of spare money, but this ended up only being $10, which was not bad. Also, I love this book and I would have ended up buying it anyway, so just like spoiler, this was a really fun book. I did enjoy it, and it was kind of exactly what I needed for my emotional state that I was in. I wish I had been able to start it sooner. Once I started it, I just straight through it. Yeah, and it was, I'm gonna say this right now, I love this so much because it has had like no over-sexualization of like any of the characters, so I super appreciated that. I don't mind it occasionally, but I feel like I've had a really bad, just my own picking of books there's just been a lot of over-sexualization that didn't need to be there and was not helpful to the story. And this one, especially being a fantasy, did that really well, because I have noticed it's been happening a lot of fantasies. But on to the review. So summary first. It is by Aaron Swan. It is a fantasy young adult novel, and I believe the main character is 17 or 18. I want to say 18 because her love interest is higher than 18. My dog almost knocked over my lamp. Anyway, I believe she is like just hits 18 after she gets moved someplace. But anyway, so long story short, there's a girl, there are dragons in this world, and they have dragon riders, and there's a pairing where the 12-year-old boys can be picked, but it's only at the age of 12 you get the chance to be paired, and if you're not paired, then so be it. But like, that makes no sense, and I picked up this very quickly at the beginning because I'm like, why would this be the very specific time that you can be paired? What if your dragon is born later or earlier and you missed your pairing, and now you missed your dragon soulmate, and that would suck. So, which is what happens to our main character. She is in a place she should not be because she is a contract servant, and she is not supposed to witness a pairing, and yet she does. And so the dragon senses her, sees her, and it's just like, yeah, you have 3 people here that are going to get a dragon. One of those 3 people was in fact Andra. Andra is the main character. I can't remember if I said that or not, but I'm going to ramble a little bit, and I'm tired. That's my puppy in back. She's almost a year old, but she's forever a puppy. Anyway, so basically, she gets in trouble for being in that hall, gets sent to another place to fulfill her contractual servitude. In that hall, there is a dude bro there that is just like absolutely horrible, and he's a total D-bag and deserves to die. So while people are breaking into that same place that she is in a year later, she accidentally kind of gets kidnapped, but like for a good reason, because they didn't want to kill her, but they couldn't leave her behind because they couldn't risk her knowing any of their plan or knowing their face. So she gets happily, it ends up being a good thing for her, but she gets kidnapped, goes to a rebellion, accidentally gets involved in the rebellion, and then decides she's going to be in the rebellion, and bam, finds a dragon. Said dragon that was supposed to pair with her to begin with. My favorite thing about this story is Andra is a solid female character, if you ask me, because she is strong, she's powerful, she's independent, and the thing with her trauma is she was abused physically. Trigger warning, there is some SA here. It doesn't happen it lightly happens. This is all coming off very wrong, but there's a forcible kiss, if that's a triggering thing for you. Yes, that is SA, but not full in the least. I'm saying this all wrong, but you get what I'm saying. That trigger warning. But she was assaulted on a variety of platforms in a variety of ways from a very young age, and she has always been a servant, and she was a contract servant, so she's always had this collar on her neck that marked her as such. So, enduring all the torture and the assault, she is obviously traumatized. And my favorite thing is how this gets tackled, because she doesn't come out swinging. She's not like, okay, I'm free, let's go. She has PTSD. She suffers from her trauma, and when she escapes, she still doesn't feel free, which is so true and realistic. And just not to go too deep into my own personal life, but as somebody who has escaped their own toxic and dangerous situation, it felt like I felt her pain. Like, I thought that was really well done, and I really felt for her and understood that as she was going, obviously in different ways, as I was not a contracted servant. But yeah, so they handled that really super well, and I really enjoyed this book. This was also one of the first books I've read in a really long time where I genuinely enjoyed the love interest, and I felt their connection growing because things were not immediately forced. I feel like in a lot of books, you see these cute characters, and because they're male and female, they have to end up together. And that feels forced, and off the top of my head, I felt that way for the love interests in All the Stars and Teeth, I believe is what it was called. I liked the book, but I felt the love interest was forced, and I feel like that is prominent in YA particularly. And I say this as an avid reader of YA, but I do see it in new adult as well as adult books, but I don't read as many as many as like past new adult books as of yet, so I can't speak too strongly on that. But if you are looking for a really well-rounded character, female character that is equal parts to her romantic interest, and it is I suppose I would consider this a slow burn. For me, it just moved at a natural pace, but I think that would be considered a slow burn, but appropriate too, because it is a young adult book, and I hate the over-sexualization in young adult books. I can't stand it. I will immediately stop reading. So this kind of ticked all the marks as far as all of that goes. As far as my cons go, this probably my biggest complaint is that a lot of things happened very conveniently, and I didn't get to feel the terror that I think I was supposed to feel for a lot of things. She's a very powerful person in a variety of ways, and the problem is everything was solved very quickly, like within the span of 2 to 3 paragraphs. Like, something really detrimentally bad would happen, and then she would will her magic to fix it, and there really wasn't the struggle that I feel even a few more paragraphs or even a page or two could have put in there, where at first maybe it wasn't gonna work. And if they just did that 1 or 2 times to the like 10 times something happened, 10 times might be exaggerating, but something happened that her magic immediately fixed, that would have made the book a 5-star for me, honestly. Just fixing that little bit, because there was so much happening and it was going by very quickly, but like in a good way. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the story. I highly recommend it, especially if you're like fantasy dragons and want to see a female character that's actually written well. Definitely here. But just the convenience of the way that it was fixed a lot of times was just a little too easy for me. Yeah, so that is my biggest complaint. We're doing a new thing because I don't get to read as many physical books as I would like to, because a lot of times, because I'm pressed for time, I listen to a lot of books. But I do enjoy reading physical books better, because I feel like I can really enjoy the story more, and I can kind of picture my own voices for it, as opposed to being kind of guided to what the voices might sound like. So for this, the book sleeve I use to carry this book around is my winter one, so it has the snowman on it. An elastic closure. It did have a button on it that went like this. So there's that, and then this cute little corner bookmark. Do you see these little paper airplanes? It's so cute. That's not on the bookmark, that's fine. So this little corner bookmark, it just slides right on the pages, which is really nice because I like to divide up how many pages, like the minimum amount of pages that I want to read in a sitting. So I'll usually take like maybe that much, maybe sometimes more, sometimes less. And then I can kind of just like do that, and then I can, as I go, I just move it, go along. So love these little corner bookmarks. These are some of my favorite, and I do have a lot of them. I think my next video is probably going to be the amount of bookmarks and book sleeves I have, because I have like 20 book sleeves and probably like 10 of these. But yeah, so we'll do a book sleeve tour next time. But super short video. I'm sorry guys, I'm tired, but I need to get the video up. Check out LiQWYD. She will be doing a review of this as well. Also, my next video will probably actually be All of Us Villains, a review on that, because that is my recommendation for her to read. So she'll be posting her review soon, and I will link it below as soon as I get it, and also on my Instagram. I have some crazy exciting news. Not super exciting yet because it could still be a no, but I participated in PitMad this year. Basically, it is a writing thing where you get to go on PitMad or on Twitter, and you hashtag it PitMad, and you pitch your story that you have written to agents, publishers, anybody on Twitter that day that wants to take a look at your work that could publish it. And I did get 2 likes, and getting the like basically means the agent or publisher wants to see your work directly. So it's kind of like making sure you're out of the slush pile, and they kind of might take priority over that because they already know they're interested in it. So about 6 days ago now, last week, I got a full manuscript request. I have not heard anything back yet, but here's hoping. Cross your fingers for me. Also, check out my story Bet on Wattpad, free to read. I am aiming for the Wattpad Stars program this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, money moves this year. Anyway, that is about it. I'm tired. I still have some things I have to finish. I do crochet. I took them down. No, it's not up right now because I'm revamping my website or my Etsy. But I have added anime crochet tops, anime inspired crochet tops. Here is the design concepts, and I made a couple samples, and I have a couple to make to ship out. And that is all. Check out London Boy, check out Bet, and I am tired. I have to edit this in the morning before I go to work. See you guys. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to see LiQWYD. Thank you so much for collabing with me. You have been absolutely fantastic and so compassionate and patient with me as I was going through my own stuff and not being very communicative. That's not a word. You know what I mean. But thank you so much. I will be getting this to you my thumbnail as soon as possible. Have a great day. Bye.